I'm on set at our fall McGee & Co. house. I am going to show you 2 different living room looks. In the fall, we spend a lot of time in our living rooms. We're cozied up by the fire with a good book, and we think about our spaces a lot when we are spending time in them. When I am designing a living room, I generally start with a sofa because it's one of the biggest investments you make. In this space, we have styled our Wilhelmina sofa, and I have this in my own home. It's one of our most popular sofas. It has a long bench cushion, which I think is really comfortable. It also looks luxe, and this just anchors the living room so we can style all sorts of different styles of chairs around it. This is our new Lockwood coffee table, and I am in love with the scale of this table. It has a lot of styling surface so you can display all of your treasures, and it has a great texture so that you're getting dimension and more patina in your room. Behind me is our new Earnshaw chair, and the craftsmanship in this chair is so beautiful. You're getting a really great spindle detail, and then even the detail of having that spindle on the brace is really beautiful. I love a chair like this when you have a space where you can't fit in the big oversized lounge chair, but you want a lot of seating. This allows us to do 2 chairs next to each other because of that slim arm, but you also have the upholstery, which keeps it really comfortable. This is our Adler cabinet. It's one of the most exciting pieces that we have launched this season. It's inspired by the custom cabinetry that we designed for all of our projects. It's oak, and it has this really pretty molding detail across the top, has adjustable shelves, and then a slanted bottom shelf so that you can open up and style your beautiful coffee table books. We've done inset cabinetry, which is something that we do in the kitchens and bathrooms that we design. And also, one of the best parts is that you can turn on the lights to illuminate that slanted shelf. By now, you may be sensing a theme. I was really inspired by this English oak stain. It's just classic, deep brown stain, and we have that on a couple of different pieces, and it adds a lot of richness to all of the spaces that we've styled for this season. This is our new Yorkshire dresser. It's a great size if you have 2 windows and you need to fit something between them. And I really like that we shared it in a living room space because you hear the word dresser and you automatically think bedroom, but you can put this in living spaces as well and style it with a lot of different tabletop frames and a really pretty vignette. The details here are gorgeous. From the little curved corner and the bead detail on the drawers. And then we did a small brass knob, and it just finishes it off and feels like a piece that you can just have for many, many years. If you're looking to just add in a few small touches to update your living room for fall, these are our channel ottomans, one of our favorite pieces at McGee & Co., now in a suede. Also, we've launched this new mirror that has a really dark brown stain and this twisted rope detail carved into the wood. And then always pillows, and we have a lot of great pillows this season. This is our Liam Double Flange pillow, one of our most popular pillows. I use it in almost every single project because it just sets the back of a pillow combination. We now have it in this blue tone, and I'm obsessed with this green floral. I wish I could have put every single pillow in this living room. It was kind of overkill, so I brought a few in to show you. This is our Hester comb floral. We share it in a living room look that has that navy blue background, and we also did it in this warm brown tone. This tree print, and then I was so inspired by navy and burgundy paired together, and this pillow brings them together in a really nice way. I want to show you this other living room, and it's not often that I get to design a space with two sofas facing each other because it's a bit more formal and calls for a room that, doesn't necessarily have a TV over the mantle, but I love the look. When you are doing a coffee table with two sofas facing each other, I'm usually looking at about 6 to 8 feet of distance between the front of both sofas. And then when you're placing the coffee table and looking at length, I like to think about 12 to 18 inches shorter than each end of the sofa. And that formula is going to get you a nice, comfortable layout that feels cozy enough to put your feet up, but there's enough space to walk around. Here we have our rolly sofas. They have this cocoa brown color on them that really adds some depth to the space and ties in with this really beautiful olive green rug. I like that we created some cool contrast with the marble top coffee table. The metal and the marble is always a good choice in a living room where you have wood tones or dark colors. I just think that it adds a different materiality. We've styled the coffee table with my very favorite Tottenham taper candle holders, and I have these in my own home. We launched them a few seasons ago. They're still a favorite, and now we're showing them with a new taper candle that has this really beautiful twist and tone of green. Also, this new vase. I love the shape. I love the rum raisin color. It has this beautiful fall look, and I think it's a nice way to switch up your living room for the seasons to just swap out a vase. That ties in with the tones in our Hestercomb floral fabric. I love these pillows, probably one of my very favorite things that we've launched this season. I love this textile so much that we did it on a tablecloth as well. And I think the richness of that navy blue and the rum raisin and then those soft greens, you see how we've pulled those colors out into different accessories throughout the room. We did a pair of our Latimer ottomans. Because of the layout of this home, this is a pathway and we couldn't fit a big lounge chair. So an ottoman is a great solution, or a pair if you can fit it. I love this style of accent piece because you can move it up by the fireplace, you can pull it up to do a puzzle or play a game. I will put these in a living room in a pair. I'll tuck them under consoles, put them at the end of the bed, and they're just a great go anywhere piece. Sometimes in a small living space, I'll actually push them together and put a tray on top so that it acts as a coffee table as well as seating. And if you only have room for a little bit of seating, if you can squeeze in a little ottoman like this, it goes a long way. We have new artwork, these beautiful dark blue tones. I love that it has a bit of mood, but you can also see how our color palette is really tied together here in the artwork, the pillows, even the rug and accessories. I love a shelf mirror, and I'll place them at the back of a bookcase or built-in. I'll even do it in an open shelf in a kitchen, and it looks great leaned up against artwork so that you're getting that added layer. To finish off the living room look, we have styled it with our Aurelia ring chandelier. And when you have a vaulted ceiling like this, a big ring chandelier is a great way to fill the volume and bring all of the pieces surrounding it together. I hope you feel inspired from these two living room looks we shared with you today. Whether that's a new layout for your furniture or a color combination that mixes navies and burgundies and olive greens, or even a new accent layer, I hope you feel inspired to bring fall into your home.